Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that's honestly one of the most powerful tools a teacher has: celebrating student success. And I don't just mean feel good stuff. This is a core part of great teaching, something that can totally shift how students see themselves and what they're capable of. So let's get into it.
So, this is the big question, right? How do we celebrate those student wins in a way that actually motivates them? I mean, it's got to be more than just a quick high five. We're looking for ways to recognize them that genuinely light a fire, making them want to learn and grow even more. And that's exactly what we're going to break down.
And listen, this isn't just some nice idea or a gut feeling. Celebrating success is backed by some serious research. Study after study shows that when we actually take the time to reinforce a student's effort, we see this direct, massive impact on their achievement. It really is a game changer.
Okay, so why does this matter so much? What's the big deal? Well, it's all about creating this really clear link in a student's mind, a connection between the hard work they put in and the stuff they actually learn. Once that clicks for them, believe me, everything changes. Right, so here's the main goal. We want to help students see that direct line between how hard they work and how much they learn. When they truly get that their effort makes them smarter, that belief becomes this powerful engine that just drives their motivation forward. So, how do we do that? Well, to make this happen, we're going to build what I like to call a celebration toolkit. Just think of it like having three specific, really powerful tools that you can pull out to recognize student success in different, super meaningful ways. And here they are. Our toolkit has three main tools. We've got the destination, the journey, and the encouragement. Each one plays a different role, and we're going to break them all down. Let's start with the first one, celebrating the destination. All right, tool number one is all about celebrating that final score, the destination. This is where we recognize that big moment when a student hits a major learning goal, like at the end of a unit or a big project. They've made it. Yeah, we call this a status celebration. It's that formal nod to hitting a specific target, like getting a certain score on a proficiency scale. It's all about celebrating that moment of arrival, that feeling of, I've mastered this. And here are some fantastic ways to bring this to life. You could have a little ceremony and hand out certificates. You could create a student honor roll right there in the classroom or on the class website. Or hey, what about a movie screening or a field trip for everyone who hit that goal? These things make that achievement feel real and special. Okay, now for our second tool. And this one might be the most powerful and inclusive strategy in the entire toolkit. We're talking about celebrating the journey. It's all about recognizing the growth along the way. Now, check out this contrast, because this is super important. Celebrating the final score, that status, often just highlights the top performers, right? But celebrating the journey, the knowledge gain, that recognizes everyone's growth. It totally shifts the focus from a fixed target to individual improvement. And that means every single student in the room has something to be proud of. And there are so many cool ways to do this. You could have a student work board to show off how work is improving. You could give out a Student of the Month award specifically for improvement. Or, and this is one of my favorites, ask a student to get up and show the class how they figured out a tough problem. That celebrates their process and their progress for everyone to see. Okay, our third and final tool is something you can use literally every single day, and it costs absolutely nothing. I'm talking about the power of your words. Simple, direct verbal feedback that points out effort. It can be one of the most effective celebrations there is. Just think about how powerful a simple phrase like this is. Notice what it's not saying. It's not, "You're so smart." It's focused entirely on the effort the student put in. That makes their success feel earned, and more importantly, something they can do again. Or how about this one? This praise is so specific. It validates the student's process, the act of thinking it through, and it draws a straight line from that process to the good result. You did this, and it paid off. And one more. Here, you're praising a behavior they can control. Focus. See the pattern? When students hear this kind of specific feedback over and over, they start to realize that intelligence isn't some fixed thing you're born with. You're building a growth mindset one sentence at a time. So what this all boils down to is being really intentional with our praise. The whole point of this growth-minded feedback is to constantly highlight the effort, the process, and the strategies they used, not just some innate talent. And when you say it with real enthusiasm, especially in front of their friends or parents, man, that can be one of the biggest motivators you've got. Okay, so you're trying out these tools, you're celebrating status, the journey, you're using your words, but how do you know it's actually working? The key is to look for some pretty clear signs in your students. Are you seeing them show real pride in what they've done? Do they seem to be pushing themselves a little harder, trying to get higher scores or show more growth? And sometimes it's as simple as them telling you they actually enjoy the celebrations. Those are your green lights. That's how you know you're on the right track. And you know what? It's not just our students who are on a growth path. We are too. You might be at the beginning just trying these things out. Then you'll get to a place where you're doing them consistently and starting to watch for the effects. And eventually, you get to the innovating stage, where you're adapting and tweaking these tools to perfectly fit the unique needs of every single student in your class. It's a journey for us all. So, as we wrap things up here, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. After everything we've talked about today, whose effort, whose journey, whose small win are you going to celebrate tomorrow?